And the city of Dania Beach declaring a state of emergency today.
City Hall, the pier, the parks all closed as crews assess the streets, facilities, and infrastructure citywide. Local 10's Christina Vasquez kicks off our live team coverage. Christina, update us on what you're seeing out there.
And right now, at this exact moment, as the skies begin to darken, as the temperatures in the air begin to cool, which is always that first sign rain is coming, take a look at this. This is a community still dealing with the impacts of last night's historic rainfall and historic flooding. And new tonight, we have new images of some harrowing moments, as you hear from a Good Samaritan.
It was worse than Irma, I would say. The flooding was worse than Irma. I was probably a couple inches away from having water in my apartment.
By midnight, Michelle Glass discovered this.
So this is Hollywood Boulevard.
We walked across the intercoastal bridge. It was a complete lake all the way down, probably 100 cars stalled out. They have been stuck there since 6 p.m., if not earlier. And they were in water up to their car doors.
She jumped into action, delivering food and water to stranded drivers.
It was honestly life-threatening last night. Nobody should have been on the roads.
Here's a lady.
Also helping, Local 10 photojournalist Bob Palumbo.
Are you okay?
Who helped a senior woman trapped in her car.
Do you want me to help you walk?
Dania Beach declaring a state of emergency. Several stalled cars on the city's side of Sheridan still abandoned on the street.
I'm gonna cancel AAA. 5.5 hours, and they didn't send nobody.
Mass flooding everywhere. As soon as you can pull one car out, more driving in.
A tow truck driver said the owner of this car called for help. One of more than 100 cars he's towed by mid-afternoon.
They're everywhere. There's streets we can't even get down.
That means this work might be continuing on
For the next few days.
For the next few days.
Yes.
As residents explained how they emerged from submerged roadways last night.
My husband has to go and rescue me at 10 o'clock because I can cross because it was totally flooded to your hips.
In Hollywood, the city is offering free resident parking at 4 public parking garages in anticipation of more rainfall later tonight.
And it's crazy out here, trying to get around, and water's still on the back roads. Everything's still flooded. It's terrible.
Back here live on the Dania Beach side of Sheridan Street, we're taking a look again at one of several of those abandoned cars still sitting on Sheridan Street. As you can see live, it does pose a traffic hazard. Presumably these are some of the drivers who were caught in that historic flooding. I can tell you, while you were watching those voices from the storm, we were watching here live as 2 tow trucks passed right by this car. And guess what they had on the back? Yep. You guessed it, cars. It's very busy out here. One thing I want to highlight is what that tow truck driver said, that they are getting some new calls. As soon as they're pulling someone out, there's more people ending up back installed in floodwaters, because again, we are seeing in the area I'm joining you live from Dania Beach and then into Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, there are still neighborhoods, there are still alleys and back streets and neighborhood roads that are flooded. So be mindful of that while you are out and about town this evening. Check for weather updates, of course, on our website. That's local10.com. Reporting live for you, I'm Christina Vasquez, Local 10 News.
Yeah,